Hey everybody, it's Carm here, live from my kitchen for another episode of What's Cooking Wednesday. So today I want to show you about a dinner mix that I always have in my house because I use it for a number of different things. And that is, I just cut the bottom open, so it's slipping out. The Hearty Beef Stew. So not only do I use this when I make stew, but I also use it to put on top of a roast beef, which is what I'm cooking today, and to make like vegetable beef soup. This is my go-to. So first I'm gonna get the roast in the oven. I made this a couple weeks ago using the beef stew and it was so delicious, but I forgot to take a picture. So today I've popped the video on to show you. So another little thing, I'm gonna move this over here so you can see. I use my wok to cook the roast. The wok comes with the lid and I just have this rack here that I put in the bottom. So what I do, now I made the roast a couple weeks ago. I only use half a package. So the other half, I just had an elastic on in my cupboard. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the roast and I just put that on top like that. And then I take my fork and I'm going to turn it over into the pan. And then I'm going to put the rest of the package onto the roast like this. So actually, we can get away with using this 3 times. So I'll put an elastic on that and save that again. And then what I'm going to do is put this in the oven, let it get started, and then I'm going to add carrots, onion, and potatoes. But I want to get this going, so I'm going to put this one away, and then I'm going to show you something else that you can use the beef for. So put my roast into the oven there. Okay, so one thing I like to share with you is when things are on sale or how you can save money, because we're all looking for ways to shop smarter and cook smarter. So I want to talk to you about roast. So roasts are on sale this week. I picked up one yesterday and then I thought, hey, I've been wanting to make stew. So I was checking out the prices, and to buy actual stewing beef in the grocery store was more expensive for the same amount of meat as it was to buy this roast. So what I did was I bought a second roast, and as you can see, I have cut it up. Okay, so I was just in the process of cutting this up. So I'm gonna dice it up into little chunks. Then what I do is I have a freezer bag, and if you don't have the freezer bag holders, like I use all the time that I order from Amazon, you can use just your multi-pot and put the freezer bag in there. And then what I'll do is I will put these chunks into the bag. And I'm just gonna show you as much as I have cut right now. Then I'll cut the rest later. So I've got those into my bag. And then I'm going to take my beef stew mix and I'm going to put it in with the beef. And then that way, when I freeze it, the flavors are just going to intensify as it freezes. And then when I bring it out and thaw it, those flavors are going to be right into the meat. Now, like I said, you can use 1/3 of the package. That's what I did on the roast. And then I'm going to save the rest because I want to put it with the actual vegetables to make the stewing like liquid, which the recipe is right on the back of your package. So if you just put like 1/3 in your meat before you freeze it, and then you put an elastic on around it, keep it in your little pantry. If you're like me, because I have found over the years, you don't need to use a whole package when you're making things. Epicure uses pure ingredients, so the flavors are really intense. And sometimes you can use 1/2 or 1/3 of the package, and it's gonna save you money as well. So what I do is I elastic them, and then I have a little list in my pantry, so I know what I have there to use up. So now we're gonna have our beef, And once I get this all sliced up, then I'll put it into the freezer and I'll have my Hearty Beef Stew meat marinated. And then the day I make it, I'll just grab the package out of the pantry, have all my veggies, follow the directions on the back to make the liquid, put it in the crock pot, set it and forget it. So be smart when you're looking and shopping. I hope you shop the flyers or use the Flip app, because that way you can see when things are on sale. And it's a good idea to, when you're looking to save money on your grocery bill, take inventory of your pantry. So that's why I keep a list of what I have for packages. I keep a list of like my canned goods, so the beans and the diced tomatoes and such. And also take inventory of your freezer and use up your freezer. One of my customers was telling me the other day that she did a no buy January. So she just used up everything in her freezer, everything in the pantry, and it's amazing how much you have ahead. So make a little challenge for yourself. And it's also fun because then if you have something like the protein, for example, then you can just go onto the Epicure website, put in chicken or put in beef and find all kinds of amazing different recipes you can try. So I will take a picture after the roast comes out of the oven, because one thing I wanted to share with you, one of the reasons I do it in the wok is because then I can take it right out of the oven and I take the meat out, let it rest, and then I add some of our savory gravy mix to the drippings with a little bit more water, and I can make the gravy right on the stove. I did this the last time we had the roast. It was phenomenal. Chris said it was the absolute best gravy, and it was a beef gravy because of the beef drippings and the hearty stew flavoring there. So he was in heaven, has to have his beef gravy with his roast. So I will take a picture, show you our final supper tonight, but I hope that helps you with some ideas on what to cook, what to use your packages for, and how to save some money when you're grocery shopping. So I hope you have a great week, everyone. Tune in next week. I'll be doing something for Valentine's Day. So